In the latest chapter of the Labour Party's greatest hits, or should we say misses, nearly 100 Labour Party staffers have jetted off to the US to campaign for Kamala Harris, just weeks before Donald Trump looks set to retake the White House. Before I get started, I have a favor to ask. If you enjoy the video, please give it a like, comment, and even consider subscribing. It all helps to grow our community. Thank you, and on to the video. Let's cut through the spin and get to the juicy stuff. UK paid staffers are playing politics in a foreign election, and we're footing the bill.
Now we have a legal complaint. This is from a lawyer called Gary Laukowski. He has complained, he wants an investigation. Now, what they're basing this on is the Telegraph story quoting an email from, or rather a LinkedIn post from a woman called Sofia from the Labour Party. Let me get her surname for you. I've got so many stories. Here we are. So Sofia Patel, Labour's head of operations, said on a LinkedIn post last Wednesday, I have nearly 100 Labour Party staff, current and former, going to the US to campaign in various states over the next few weeks: North Carolina, Nevada, Pennsylvania and Virginia.
While Labour officials scramble to assure everyone that this is perfectly normal and done on personal time, serious questions linger about how Labour's paid employees are suddenly free to take a couple of weeks off to campaign in Nevada and Pennsylvania, just when their actual jobs back home should be demanding their attention. Isn't Chancellor Rachel Reeves about to unveil a critical budget that could determine the future of pensions for millions of Brits? Yet Labour staffers are instead working on Harris's campaign in the hope of ensuring the US stays progressive. Convenient timing, right? Surely these employees aren't sneaking away without some serious strings being pulled. Here's where it gets messier. Sofia Patel, Labour's head of operations, brazenly posted on LinkedIn, coordinating the volunteer effort and stating that housing would be sorted for these volunteers.
And she talked about helping our friends across the pond. Let's show those Yanks how to win elections, she apparently said. Well, Liz Truss at the time tweeted, President Trump's definitely going to win now. Tonight, Liz Truss has tweeted again, saying, Labour are doing huge damage to Britain's standing and economy. The last thing America needs is these disastrous policies. Unbelievably arrogant and foolish of them to interfere in the US election. That's the claim by the Republicans. It's illegal. They want an investigation. We've asked the Labour Party, obviously, for a comment. We haven't heard back from them yet.
While Labour claims that these staffers are paying their own travel costs, the issue is that their time, paid time, should be focused on UK politics, especially in the run-up to an essential budget. If they're paid by UK taxpayers to work for Labour, shouldn't we be asking how they are allowed to jump ship to work on a US election? Last time I checked, the people of Derbyshire or Manchester didn't elect their representatives to campaign for Kamala in Pennsylvania. Let's not forget that we're looking at Labour's top operatives. These aren't interns on a gap year. These are the people running Keir Starmer's political machine. And yet, they're treating US battleground states like their personal political playgrounds. If this isn't crossing an ethical line, then it's at least tap dancing all over it. Trump is watching and waiting. Now let's talk about the looming orange elephant in the room. Donald Trump is likely to win this election. What then for Labour's big transatlantic blunder? Remember, Trump holds grudges like it's his job. Oh wait, it kind of is. And the thought of him watching British government-paid staff meddle in his election could set UK-US relations on fire. His allies like Sebastian Gorka have already pounced, calling Labour's involvement a bloody outrage and accusing the party of interference in American politics. Musk, another Trump fan, has called the Labour campaign illegal on X, formerly known as Twitter, a platform that has become a refuge for voices censored by the woke mob. What's even more laughable is that David Lammy, our foreign secretary, who's had some choice words for Trump in the past, like calling him a neo-Nazi sympathizer, is now in the unenviable position of having to work with him if Trump wins. And let's face it, Trump's patience for hypocrites is about as short as his temper. If Labour's hoping to somehow smooth things over with Trump, sending a battalion of Labour staff to work against him doesn't exactly scream diplomatic genius. Now let's address the elephant's best friend, X, formerly Twitter. Under Elon Musk, X has become one of the last bastions of free speech, a critical tool to fight back against the far-left zealots who want to cancel everything they disagree with. Labour and the Democrats, however, have long been critical of Musk's hands-off approach to moderating the platform. They hate that people are allowed to speak their minds freely, without a panel of woke bureaucrats deciding what gets silenced. By sending their operatives to prop up Kamala Harris, Labour's ultimate goal may be to support policies that further erode platforms like X. Elon Musk recently posted on X, "This is war." With Harris in power, the hammer could come down on Musk's vision for an open forum, all under the guise of tackling misinformation. But here's the kicker: it won't work. X is thriving, and no amount of political meddling will shut down the voice of the people. As long as X remains a stronghold for free speech, those of us who refuse to bend the knee to woke authoritarianism have a fighting chance. So, is this Labour's last-ditch attempt to avoid having to sack David Lammy if Trump wins? Possibly. If Harris pulls off an upset, Lammy might escape the fallout from his anti-Trump comments, but betting the future of UK-US relations on a Harris victory is a wild gamble. If Trump wins, and it looks like he will, Lammy could become a liability that Starmer can no longer afford to keep around. For a party that's supposed to put country first, Labour's actions here suggest they're more interested in influencing a foreign election than serving the British people. Keir Starmer's team may believe they can walk both sides of this diplomatic tightrope, but once Trump is back in the White House, he'll remember exactly who tried to work against him, and he won't be in the mood to play nice. Labour's decision to send UK-paid staff to fight in the US election while we're dealing with serious domestic challenges is beyond reckless. It's a political suicide mission. Not only are they jeopardizing the special relationship with the US, but they're also setting up their own foreign secretary for an inevitable fall. And if they think they're going to silence platforms like X and dodge the consequences of their meddling, they've got another thing coming. Labour's US election stunt is a perfect example of what happens when political ambition trumps common sense. Let's just hope the British public remembers this when the time comes to vote. Politic Bite. Delivering the sharpest takes on British and European politics. Subscribe for more.